What's good, everyone? It's Weebius again. Woo! Um, so in this video, I just want to mostly touch base on a series I'm gonna start. It ties into my whole deck building series where I build decks on camera. This one is going to be making decks for certain planeswalkers, and the whole premise for it is I'm gonna build a deck around a certain planeswalker. Unfortunately, though, I do have most of the monocolored ones except for a blue deck. I've got a um, I've got a mono white, which is a Gideon Jura deck, which its main focus is soldiers and tapping. I do have a Kytheon in there, which turns into a Gideon Battle Forged. So I do have two Gideons in there technically. I do have a mono green deck, which is based around Nisa, Voice of Zendikar. Nisa, Voice of Zendikar. Um, Mostly because I actually bought dual decks of Nisa and Obnixilis. So I do. That's where my black and my green come from. Is Obnixilis reignited and Nisa Voice of Zendikar. My Obnixilis one also has Obnixilis the Hate Twisted, I think his name is. Um, and then I have a mono red deck that I made a while back. Um, in fact, my white deck was also made a while back with Gideon in it. Um, and the red deck is based around Chandra Ablaze. Um, and then other than that, I do have a couple other ones for the multicolored ones. Like I have an Ajani that is in a white green deck. I forget the Ajani's name, but I do have him. I also have a Nicol Bolas for multicolored. I forget his colors. Um, and then I may have a couple others. Um, and by this point, you guys may be thinking, why the hell am I using Gideon Jura instead of one of the newer ones, as well as Kytheon? Um, well, I do have two other Gideons I could be using. I have Gideon Blackblade, which would be a nice addition in this deck. However, he is in my Planeswalker deck. So on that note, I'm not taking him out because he's really good in there. So no. And then I also have Gideon, something of Trials, Hero of Trials, something like that. It's from Amonkhet, who is in the same deck, and they work really well together. So no. So the whole premise for this is I'm going to try and have each of my Planeswalker decks have two of each Planeswalker in there. For some of them, it's going to be a little hard to do because I don't have two of said Planeswalker. Like with Nisa, I don't have two Nisas. It just so happened that I bought the Obnixilis and Nisa dual decks, and then I got the other Obnixilis in a pack from War of the Spark because I bought a deck box. Well, the ones that come with like 10 or so packs, and I got a bunch of Planeswalkers in there because War of the Spark, more than likely, you get a pack. More than likely, it's gonna have a Planeswalker in there. I just got lucky and got a couple rares or mythics. I know I do have the RAL that is from the rare RAL that is from War of the Spark, and then obviously I have Gideon Blackblade, both of which I got at the same time in this box. And War of the Spark is actually what inspired me to make a Planeswalker deck. It's got a bunch of proliferate and shit like that. That way I can just continuously grow my Planeswalkers. There are a couple cards that I really want to get for it, but I don't have the money for it because they're a bit expensive. But you should expect a blue Planeswalker deck based around, I want to say Jace. Yeah, I'm gonna do Jace. He's the Jace from Ixalan. I forget his name, but he basically makes copies of himself for his Ultima, so it's great. And then I'll start on my 2-color Planeswalker decks. Obviously, I already have an Ajani, which is a green-white. But I will definitely start on that. With that being said, I think this is about it. So I'll catch y'all later. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. I just want to let y'all know what I was going to end up doing. So you could think of this as kind of like my first vlog, but it's more of just me explaining a new series that I'm going to start that kind of ties into another series that I already started. So for a little bit at least, you could expect that my deck building series is going to produce more Planeswalker decks than anything for a little bit. But that's about it. So I'll see y'all later. Yeah.